Hello Aries, and welcome to your money and career reading, and this is for about the next 4 to 6 weeks. Okie dokie, so the rest of October and into November. So let's have a little look. It is tea and tarot time with Julie, so grab yourself a cup of tea. I got half a cup of tea here. Cup of coffee, glass of wine, whatever it is you want. Get yourself comfy, put your feet up. Let's have a little look what's going on for money and career for my Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and cross-watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me your time and letting me read for you. I hope this is helpful. Take the bits that resonate, leave the rest. Okie dokie. So there'll be some in here about career, but also just generally about money for those of you who are retired. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Two of Coins, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Palace of Swords. Okay, let's stop there. We're going to clarify with other decks as well, but we'll stop there a minute. Let's get your affirmations, and they're not very straight, are they? Hang on, it's the camera. Let me just get the camera straight. I was cleaning over the last few days and I scrubbed my office and it moved the camera. So there we are. That's better, isn't it? Okay. Alrighty, Aries. So this is the Everyday Spirit Guide affirmation card. So what do we have for Aries? What's the affirmation, please? Thank you so much. Change. Doesn't surprise me at all to see this card of change. Okay, make space for the new, it says. All right, these are mine from hoping to having wealth and success. Okay, I am wealthy now in a myriad of different ways. Okay, right, so we want to start viewing wealth as not just money coming in or the money sitting in your bank account, because that limits us. It limits the flow of what can come to us. I want you to broaden your horizons a little bit. Okay, we're looking at this card here now. This deck is based on my book From Hoping to Having, the Formula to Wealth and Success. All right, these affirmations are based on how we align with money. And what most of us tend to do is think that wealth is just about my salary or how much money I've got in the bank. And it's not. It's so much more than that. I want you to see wealth in different ways, about your assets, your furniture, your car, your clothes, your jewelry, the food in your fridge, refunds, rebates, gifts, support. All of those things are energies of wealth. And when we get into that and we can see it and feel it, feeling it is so important. Feel the appreciation of it, feel the truth of it. Because if your bank account's empty and I'm telling you, you're wealthy, you're going to go, no, I'm not. She's talking rubbish. And it will feel like a lie, because it is a lie when your bank account's empty. But if we say, okay, what about your car? What about your furniture? What about the clothes? What about this? What about that? You go, oh yeah, well, okay, fair point. Oh yeah, all right then, okay. We start to move ourselves into the energy of wealth. Actually, I am wealthy, even though it's not really reflecting it at the moment in my bank account. I can see the wealth that I already have. That aligns you with more coming. Okay, so I want you to see wealth in a myriad of different ways. That's multiple, right? Multiple different ways. So look at how you can see the wealth that you have, right? Even if it's a credit card, which is debt, it's a loan, it's not really yours. But the fact that you even have a credit card says that you're at a certain level of wealth, because a lot of people don't. So I want you to just find different ways to move your energy, your frequency, your belief system into, actually, I am wealthy. Even if my bank account's rubbish, I've got lots of wealth around me. Now we start to align with that feeling of wealth, and then more of it can come. Now you're in this change. We're all of us in this change. All right, October and November, these are the months of change on the back of those eclipses in September. All right, so make space for the new. Change is coming. allow change to unfold. What does that mean, allow it to unfold? Let's not rush it, push it, direct it, control it, get impatient with it, because that's not aligning with the change. So we want to just go, right, I mean, sure, you can feel it. I'm sure you can feel it. I can feel it. Can't necessarily see it right now, but I can feel that it's on its way. So my energy is to open up, to allow it to come in, rather than trying to push, pull, force, kick doors down, rush things. That doesn't work. Just be in this space of allowing change. And that change is linking in with wealth, with flow, with abundance. So we're getting into that energy now. Now we can see from the tarot there is change here, because that Six of Swords is there, which is the card of moving on to smoother times, easier waters, just the grass is greener. So we're starting with the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. We've got two knights here. Our knights are action cards. They're not thinking about it, they're doing it. So the Knight of Wands is taking action on your passion, your enthusiasm, your career, your side hustles, hobbies, interests that you could turn into money-making ventures. It's things that you really feel fired up and passionate about. And that could be passionate about getting the best possible mortgage deal, getting the best possible deal on your utilities, anything that is going to help your wealth and success move to the next level. You're taking action on it. So this would be the time you are restructuring your business, or you are rebooting and rebuilding services or products. For those of you employed, this is the time that you're really throwing yourself into your work, or throwing yourself into applying for a job at a different or better, higher level. It is taking action on what is important to you. Now, the Knight of Swords is taking action on the clarity, the communication. So this is where I'm applying for a job, I'm sending an email, I'm making a phone call, I'm having a word, I'm arranging a meeting, I'm applying for a different mortgage or a different loan or a different business, I'm signing contracts. It's taking the action in a literal way of, right, I've thought it through, now I'm going to follow through. So we are in this very powerful energy, Aries, of really shifting this forward, because you're ready to move on. Now that change might not be here right now, but it's coming, and you can feel it coming. I'm sure you can. Let me know in the comments. Can you feel this sort of anticipation energy of, I feel this change is upon us? It might take several months to unfold, or it might come in really quickly. But you can feel it, you can sense it. So just be in that energy of, I'm ready, open it up, I'm good to go. And I'm going to hold the courage of my conviction. The Seven of Wands is boundaries, believing in yourself, standing firm, not backing down. Even if the change isn't necessarily right here in this minute, you're not turning around and going back to where you were and saying, oh, well, thought it was coming, it's not, so I'll just stay where I am. You're kind of going, no, I know it's coming. I can feel that I'm ready to move on. And I might be here in preparation mode for moving on. Right? He's in the boat. He's got his stuff with him and he's ready to move forward. So you can be in preparation mode, in preparation time, in this period, so that all your ducks are in a row, ready for when that change hits. So if I'm ready for a new job, I've updated my CV, my resume, I'm applying, and I'm waiting to see what's going to hit. I'm waiting for that next bit to come in, and I'm holding the courage of my convictions. And this could be something like, I've set my goal on a particular thing. It could be a salary, it could be a particular job, it could be a particular home. And, even though it may not be happening right now, I know it's coming. This is me holding my faith, holding my ground, standing my ground, not backing down. So you're in this space of determination, ready for you to move forward. See, the balance is what you're wanting. The Two of Coins is here with the Palace of Swords. So the Two of Coins is that balance, all right? We've been juggling, we've been trying to, perhaps do too much, trying to rush it, or, basically trying to get my life in order so that it's more balanced, more harmonious, that it works better for me. And that is my goal, that whatever I'm moving into has a better flow and a better balance, because this juggling all of the time, these two coins, is hard work and it's exhausting. So I've set myself a goal to bring my finances, my career, into balance, and that balance is coming. I'm moving towards it. I'm moving towards greater balance, but I need to look at everything very clearly. All right, we're moving towards Scorpio season, which is all about going deep and like clearing anything that might be hidden. And as we're moving towards that Palace of Swords is a place, an environment where I can see clearly what I need to do, what action I need to take. When we're in that waiting, holding space, it can feel a little confusing or a little foggy or a little misty. And so as we move through the next 4 to 6 weeks here, the clarity will come. So if it's not there yet, I don't want you to get frustrated and give up and back down. That change is coming. And just trust that as the weeks go forward here, and you may want to come back to this reading more towards the end of the month, that you will find that things have become much clearer than they were at the beginning of the month. I'm recording this just past the full moon, and the full moon brings things up to the surface, but can be in a very foggy way, and gradually the mist clears and we can see what we need to see. See, the Palace of Swords is this clarity. So confusion has gone, and now I can see clearly where I'm going and what I need to do to get the balance. So let's find out a little bit more. I'm going to use the Legacy of the Divine Tarot to clarify. So let's find out, I was going to say, let's find out about these knights. And we've got the Six of Swords coming out again. So we've got the Six of Swords twice. Any doubt that you might have that you're not ready to move on, this is confirmation that I absolutely am ready. I am moving towards something new here. And the waters are calm. So I'm not doing this out of desperation or a massive drama. I'm just in that flow where I'm moving forward because it feels right to do so. Tell me more, please, for Aries. Let's have a look at the Six of Swords and Seven of Wands. We've got the Devil. All right, so there's where you're feeling trapped, stuck, beholden, disempowered, victim. I'm helpless, hopeless, there's nothing I can do. This has got to go. This is fear. This is your doubts, right? And this is what's going to become much clearer as you move through the month. That we can absolutely convince ourselves we've got no options, we've got no choices. And as the sky clears and the confusion clears and the fear clears, behind the fear is the truth. And the truth is I can move on. I just got to not back down and not give up. I've got to hold the faith because I am ready to move on. We've got the Seven of Swords in reverse. Right, so Seven of Swords is deceit and deception. It's strategy and planning as well. It's in reverse, which is saying that this is done. To any part of you that has felt it's impossible, I can't do it, I'm not allowed, that's false. And we can see that it's false. And we can start then to say to the devil, you can do one, pal, because I'm moving on. I am moving on. So what are we moving on to? What's this balance? Five of Wands, this sense of there's too much competition, everybody else will want to do it too, it's impossible, there's going to be a fight, there's going to be an argument. See, it's a Five of Wands is change. Fives are a change. Sometimes the change is uncomfortable. This, you see, doesn't matter if we don't need anybody else's approval, because this is other people disagreeing with us. But if we don't care about other people's approval, then this doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, I hear you, but that's not right for me. I'm going to do what's right for me. We don't get upset about it. We don't get embroiled in an argument about it if we don't need other people's approval. And the second thing is, if we have the faith that the right thing is coming to me at the right time, it doesn't matter how much competition is around us, it's coming to me because it's meant to come to me. So the way to overcome this 5 of Wands is, I don't need others' approval and I don't need to worry about any competition because I am good. I can see clearly. Tell me more about this 5 of Wands. This would be, say, for example, I want that job and there's 100 people going for it. Yes, think so. If it's right for you, you're the one that's going to get it. Don't worry about the other 99 people. If that's the house that you want, just stay focused. If it's the right house for me, it'll come to me. And if it doesn't, it's because there's something better. So we're just not going to let that get in the way. And there's the world. I'm very happy to see the world there because the world is saying that cycle is done. It's finished. This is major completion. This cycle is over with. So any sense of everything's crazy, imbalanced, there's fighting, there's arguments, I'm stuck, I'm trapped, that's done. That's the old narrative. The new narrative is I am free. I am the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords. I'm free to take action, to move myself forward. And I can move through these obstacles really easily by letting go of the need for anybody else's approval or any worries about competition. We get into this energy of there's more than enough. And then it doesn't matter how many other people are going for the same thing. Let's think about something like a mortgage or a loan. It doesn't occur to us that 500,000 people a year apply for a mortgage and, oh, why would they pick me? We know that that's their job, is to lend people money to buy a house. So it doesn't matter how many other people are going for it. Yeah, we've got to get rid of this competition mindset and say, what is right for me is what I am moving towards. Let's find out a little bit more with the wisdom of the Oracle. Tell me a bit more for Aries about this situation, please. We can see that they are moving towards some major completion here. We can see that there's some fears in the way. There's some lies that they can see through and that is gone. But what else can we advise? There's the Yang energy. Chaos and conflict is there, but you're building something for the future. So the Yang energy, number 1, masculine to do. That's the Knight energy, the action energy. I'm taking action on what is right for me. I lead my life. My hands are open to receive and I am ready to step into it. And yes, it might create a little bit of chaos and there might be conflict around me from others. And we can see that with the 5 of Wands. But so what? And I know that, that might sound flippant. And I don't mean it to sound like that. But I want you to get into, is it Mel Robbins say, let them. Let them. When we have that attitude of let them be upset, let them be arsey, let them disagree, just let them. It's not their life, it's mine. I don't need anybody's approval. So then when we get into that energy of let them, the conflict is in them, but we're not joining in because we're just letting them disagree. We're just doing what's right for us. So the chaos happens because we're in the middle of change. And that is part of change. It doesn't always have to be chaotic, but it often is. When we're moving jobs, we're moving homes, we're moving relationships, it can be chaotic. But at the end of that is something far more balanced and beautiful and more aligned with who we are now. So are we going to never embrace any change because we want to avoid the chaos? That's why it's on that 7 of Wands, which is standing your ground. Doesn't matter about the chaos or the conflict. Let them. Just you do you. Because you're building something here for the future that is far more aligned with who you are now. See, she's scratching her head while she's figuring things out. What block does she want to put where? What she want to move where? What's she keeping? What's she getting rid of? And that is all part of with the Palace of Swords, where things are getting clear. as you try this, move that around there. You know, have you ever, I used to do this all the time. I used to move my living room around, move my sofas, move the chairs, move the plants, redecorate, change, because it brought fresh energy. The pets hated it, all right? They like everything to stay the same all the time. Yeah, my dog or my cat, whatever I had at the time, if I was moving things around, would be like, oh God, where's she put the sofa now? I was very much wanting to keep changing things up because it brought in fresh energy. I don't tend to do that anymore. It's interesting, but I did. But as I would try the sofa over here, I'd be like, no, that doesn't work. Let's try it there. Oh, yeah, that works. You know, you've got to move things around a little bit sometimes to see what works. And then you find the right fit. And that's what you're doing. And that's the message that's coming through with these building blocks. You're trying to find the right fit. You know, like a puzzle, a jigsaw puzzle. You know, the picture might look the same, but if it doesn't quite fit, you try and force it, it doesn't work. So you try a few different things and it will become clearer and clearer as the month goes on. You're moving towards that Palace of Swords, which is the clarity. But we've got to try a few different things first. You know, you might apply for 10 jobs, that all 10 that you want. All right. I know some people will just say, you know, I didn't want that one, but I just applied for it anyway. Apply for the ones you actually want, but try all 10 and see which one fits. Right? The right one will fit. So just trust that this new world is coming for you. You are coming for it and you are going to meet. And it is happening over the next few months. So we're just going to allow this shift and this transition towards this change, which is happening for us all. And for you in particular, it's about letting go of other people. All right, just let them, you do you. Okay, let's have a final message from the angels. Strength, the strength card and the sword of truth there in straight through your solar plexus, which is your power. It's a number 40. Fours are our foundations. You have the strength, you have the power to make the changes that you want to make, to deal with any chaos and conflict that comes up. You've got this. You stand in your power, you hold your ground, and you move towards your new beginning because it is unfolding right now. All right? So Aries, that is what I have for you for money and career for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I hope it was helpful. If it was, drop a like. And a huge thank you for being here, and an even bigger thank you to all those of you who subscribe, and an even bigger thank you again to my members. All of you just being here supports my channel and my work and helps get this message out. So thank you. You have an amazing month, and I'll be back very shortly with a bonus reading, and I will see you then. You take care. In the meantime, I'm going to pop up here your general guidance for October. Tie them together, and it's good to watch your moon, sun and rising for a fuller picture. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.